Hi guys, let us discuss why we use object-oriented programming. Before we get an answer to that, before we discuss about advantages, let us do a small task. So this piece of code, what it is doing is, it is accepting three names and three blood groups, and subsequently it is printing those names and blood groups. So see, name 1, Manjunath, blood group A. And then name 2, blood group 2, name 3, blood group 3. And then we are printing them one by one. Now that we have these variables holding these data, we can print in any order, right? If again we want to print, we can print. We can print as many times as we want. Again, we can write name 1 and blood group 1. Again, Manjunath, if I make it 2, so it will be Kavita's details, right? Name Kavita and her blood group. Okay, so that is fine. So this is doing the task. So let us discuss what we are doing over here. See, we have used 6 variables, 3 for name and 3 for blood group. And then we are printing. See, for printing, we are writing 6 lines. So let us do one thing. We will put this in a function and we will send these variables and get the function print those details. So this is how it is. Name 1 Manjunath, name 2 Kavita, same stuff, but these 6 print commands have been replaced with only 2 print commands. Now what we are doing, we have written a method. It is simple. So what we will do, we will invoke this function and send name 1 and here blood group 1. So this is Manjunath's data. So these are name 1 and blood group 1 are arguments. And I am copying here as name and blood group, which these are called parameters. Now name and blood group will get printed on the basis of what we are sending. If we send 2 name and group 2, so it will be Kavita A plus. We have to be careful. We should not be writing name 2 and blood group 3. So what will happen? This name is Kavita, but blood group is somebody else's. That is Ramesh's blood group. Correct? Okay. Now that carefulness we will have to exercise. That is fine. Now, what is the problem over here? The problem over here is we are having 6 variables, 3 variables for name and 3 variables for storing blood group. What if we have 10 members? What if we have 1000 members? So we will end up having that many variables and the program will become extremely unmanageable. We cannot manage the program if we have so many variables. So let us get rid of so many variables. What we will do is we will have a list. Now what list will do? List will start storing these information like this. What we are doing, just let us discuss. Set attribute, get attribute. So what I'm doing here, I'm storing name. Name is Manjunath, blood group is A. I'll say set attribute name blood group. So this function will be invoked, name and blood group, and it is going to insert record in this particular list. Record.append name blood group. So Manjunath goes and gets inserted at index number 0. Next Kavita comes. See, Kavita blood group, and again I say set attributes. So her name and blood group will go into the list as index number 1, second element. Now same will be done for Ramesh, and again set attributes, third name goes and gets inserted in this list as index number 2, third element. Good. Now what we will do, we have once we have done, we already have this list ready. Manjunath A, Kavita A plus Ramesh. Now depending on this attribute, we will get this data. So what is this get attributes function doing? It accepts an index number, and from records it gives us the appropriate data or record or element. So I say 0, Manjunath A. If I say 1, I will get Kavita. And if I say 2, I will get Ramesh's details, right? Got. Very fine. And if I give any wrong on input like 3, that element doesn't exist, we will get an error message. Correct? It will say that list index out of range. That is okay. That is we have done. So this program is working wonderfully. So what we have done we are first we have eliminated print commands, right? 6 print command. We have removed that. And we have also removed multiple variable names. And this is how we have written program. There is another way of writing any program, that is called object-oriented programming. See, this is what is. The program has been written. Okay. So let me write from scratch. I will just push it down and I will just start coding right from the beginning. So in object-oriented programming, what happens? We will have to write class. That is nothing. It is like a prototype and the name of the prototype. Correct? I'll say colon. So this is like prototype and just name of the prototype. Now what I will say? I will say define a method, set attribute. Okay. Then what we will say? We will say something like this: member, and we'll say name. Then we will say blood group. Correct. And then I will say member name is equal to name. Member dot blood group is equal to blood group. Let us run this and see how it works. See, we will create, consider that Manjunath is father, Kavita is mother, and Ramesh is son. So some logical name we have to give. So I will give say father. Here I will say family. I will write like this. See what happens is this is actually a blueprint. Okay. Now what is a blueprint? I mean how things will be is defined in blueprint. What is prototype? Suppose if we have to manufacture a particular type of car, first of all, we will come up with a prototype. That prototype will be designed, created, okay, tested, approved. Once it goes through that cycle, we will start manufacturing cars. So does a prototype car runs functions? Yes, it does. But it is only made for the purposes of looking at it and copying it from it. That is the concept. Like say for example, we can take another example like a drawing which a civil engineer will always refer to if he is constructing a house. See, house is actual thing. My drawing is just a concept, right? So looking at that particular drawing, we can make many houses, correct? So like that here, we have created a class and we are defining, okay? This is nothing but the name of the class. We can say some name given to this particular prototype. And this is how it is going to be. At this point in time, what it says is just see. It has got one method. That method is being used to take object's name and object's blood group, which will be supplied when we will invoke this particular function. So let me proceed further here. Father is equal to family. Now, what does this do? This is a very important step in object-oriented programming. This is called instantiation. So this instantiation is nothing but creating an object of a particular type. This is class type, right? This is a special data type and it is called family. The moment I write this object will be able to access this method. So let us access that method now. So I say father dot, I will write father dot set a tree. Then I will say, okay, we can write class also. Family dot set a tree, and then we will send this object father. Then we will say Manjunath, and then we will say blood group is A. So having set data like this, we can always print name and blood group of this particular object by writing like this father dot name and father dot blood group. So what is father over here outside is referred to as member inside, right? So basically to understand this better, we can write def function x, and suppose I say print x plus 10. Now if I invoke my function like this, what I'm doing, I'm passing 10 to x and 10 plus 10, 20 is getting printed. I can also have a variable something like a is equal to 1. If I write func a, what I'm doing, this a is getting copied to x and x plus 10 will get printed. So what I will get, 11 I will get, right? So what is this a? This a is outside, inside it is x. Same thing, right? They are referring to the same stuff. We can just print address and just see. If I say print id of x, and if I print id of a, and let us see only id. See what is happening? What is this id here? Here I printed id, right? This is 8784. I invoke this function and function is printing id. It is same thing 8784, which means my a and x, these two are referring to the same object, that is object 1, and it is there in one particular location. That location address we are printing inside and outside. This location is same, so hence the id is same. Likewise, what is happening over here is if I print father, right? I will print father object here. This is 1680, and I'm saying actually member is also same thing. So let me print id and just see id of member. Okay, and let me set it all over again, and we will check whether the address is same or not. I am invoking. Now see what I will get, the id 1936. See, when I'm setting this is getting invoked. What is this member? This member is nothing but this father, right? So what is this address? 196. So let me print the ID of father. Look, 1936, 1936. So here outside, what is being referred to as father is being referred to as member inside. It's a common name. Now what will happen now next? When I will create mother, this is another object, mind you. So now if I print ID of mother, it prints like this. Now let me invoke set attribute for mother. What will happen? I will say family dot set attribute, and then I say mother, and I say Kavita, and here what I will write, blood group A plus. Just see what it is printing. 3616. What is mother's ID? 3616. So this mother object has got this address. I am sending mother to what? Member. So mother and member at this point in time is referring to same address location. It is two names for the same object. So what it is printing when I invoke this 3616, see, I'm printing member, right? Yeah. So 3616, correct? Good. So we have set attribute for father and mother. We can set attribute for son also. How will do that? Set attribute and I will call, okay, but we have to create son. We have to instantiate son as well. Son is equal to family. After this, I'll say family dot get attree. I'll say son and I'll say Ramesh and O. Done. What is the problem here? Get family get attree. Type object family has no attribute get attree. What is this? Okay, this is set. I am writing get. Sorry for that. I'll write set. Okay, done. Okay, now I can write son dot name. I can write son dot what I can write blood group. Fine, but this is not the way we will be printing data. For printing data, what we will do? We will write another function. But let us write these things in let us put this in orderly manner. Okay, I will put this here and mother here. Okay, let me remove this. We will not use like this. Leave it. Okay, yeah, this has to be here. I can write in any order, but I am putting this in this order only to understand the concept. Okay, it is because it is all scattered here and there. And I will also remove this. We have understood there is no point in printing ID. Remove. Okay, good. At this point in time, I will tell one thing. Let me push this down. Okay. Now, see, I removed print command of ID, right? I modified my class. I should execute that and I should create objects all over again because I modified the prototype. Then I will set this. So father's data, mother's data, son's data have been set to their respective objects. What do I mean by object? This name, father, mother, son. These are objects. Set. Once we have set, we will write another method to get the data like this. Def get attree, then member, and then we'll say print member dot name, and then print member dot blood group. Okay. Now we can invoke get attree. How? Attree means attribute. How? Family dot get attree. And which member? For which object you want? For father. So what happens is when I say family get attree, families get attree. Okay. Family dot get attree. Family dot get attree. This get attree belongs to this family. I'm invoking and sending father here. So father is equal to member, member is equal to father. When I'm saying member equal member dot name, that means I'm saying father dot name. Manjunath will get printed. Member dot blood group means father dot blood group. A will get printed. So same case for mother as well. Get attree mother. This time for mother. And then for son we'll have to send son. Good. Okay. Before we wrap up, let us understand one thing. This particular way of writing should be avoided. Okay. We can as well write directly first father, then set attree, and then these details. So let me copy paste. It is too much of typing. So what I'm saying is the same thing can be written like this. Remove this, remove this, remove this. And here write directly father dot, then mother dot, then son dot. And here remove from here. This is the format we should use. There is absolutely no difference between this and this so far as action is concerned. The way we are writing is different. This has to be preferred over this because we can avoid writing this class name again and again whenever we are invoking any method. But how it is working? See, when we are creating object, father is related to family, mother is having relationship with this class, son is also. So there is a connection between family and father, mother, son. So this connection with family is already established. Now you talk about method. So which method? From where it is coming? From family. So father is already connected with family. So now I say father dot set at t. This detail, this. So henceforth we will be writing in this format, not in this format. Okay. We can avoid typing of the class again and again. Now there is one more thing. You must have realized by now that this is just a common name. Anything comes and gets copied with name. This common name can be any name, not necessarily member. And in Python, we always write self. What we write self. So we will write self here, then you write self here and self here. Here also you write self, self, self. So what happens when father goes? Self is equal to father. When mother goes, self is equal to mother. When son goes, self is equal to son. This is how it works. And you will find in any Python program, they write self. But it can work with any variable name. Okay. But it is a conventional practice. So we will follow the convention henceforth. And we will not write class here. We'll directly write object name and method name like this. And then we will like this, sorry, like this. We will not write family like this. We'll write direct father and we will omit. We will not pass object like this. We will simply pass variables. Object will anyway will get copied to self. Okay. We can create many objects now. We can have a list and we will create hundreds or thousands of objects. And all those objects would be able to call set a tree and get a tree as per requirement. All these things we will see in the upcoming video. Thank you very much for watching. For now, bye.